Chapter 4, 学校, school. On the day of this recording, it's actually the very big day called Gaokao in China, which is equivalent to A-level exam. Unlike to A-level exam, it's only take for about 2 or 3 days. So all the people feel great pressure to go into a classroom full with 30 tables and then sit there, take 2 days exam, which for most of the people basically decide their future. I still remember for my final year, which is equivalent to year 13 in UK, that I normally get up at 4 or 5 in the morning and finish school at 10 in the evening and went back home at about 12 because I spend an hour or 2 hours finish my homework. I can talk to you about more about the Chinese school in the lesson, but now let's start with our summary of learning. So it's basically divided into 3 different parts. First is about school subject. So you can see by the ending, it normally ends with 1 for a lot of the vocab. 1 means language. So if you add 中文, 中, the first character is short from 中国, so 中国 language, which means Chinese language. 音, now this character has a grass radical on the top. You can think as UK has lots of grassland, well, compared to China. So that is 英文 means English language. Same as 法文. 法 is an interesting character. As a single character, it means law. And also it can mean 法国, which means France. So one way to think of it as this is the water radical, and also on the right side, it looks like an Eiffel Tower. So that's 法文 means French. That is a language instead of the people, French people. So French language, 法文. 德文, slightly complicated character, but if you can divide the right part, break it down into, that is number 10, that is similar to number 4, that is number 1, and this bit means the heart. So 10, 10, 4, 1, heart. That's the right side. Don't forget about the left bit. So that's 德文. 德文 is directly translated from how German people will call German. So that's Deutschland. Hope my pronunciation is okay. So that's 德. So 德文, that is German language. Apart from those languages, we have 学. Now, 学 can be study, can be school, can be student, which means this character is closely related to school or study or learning. So 科学 means science. One student told me before how to memorize this this pronunciation and associate with the meaning. 科 sounds like the first bit of chemistry, but instead of, the meaning of chemistry, it means science. So you got to be careful about that when you link of the story with your imagination. So 科学 is science. And also there's another one, 学, 数学, which means maths. So 数 on the top bit, that means rice. Bottom bit we learned this before, it's a woman, and on the right side, so that is 树. If you find the character quite hard to write, you can obviously break it down, which make it easier and create little story from there. So that's 科学 and 数学. And then we have several other vocab about the school subject. First of all, 历史地理. While I'm writing, you can think of the ways of memorizing it. 体育音乐. Okay, so those several characters, the obvious one to memorize is this one, 体 and 育. On this 育, this bit looks like a ladder. So in your PE lesson, you climb a ladder. On the left side of this T, that's a person radical. So obviously PE largely involved in person. And this 地理 on the left side, that is a soil radical. So geography is heavily related to soil. 地 means land. This whole character, 理 means the theory. So land theory, that's geography. You can think of your own way of memorizing this 音乐 and 历史. And then we have 课. 课 means lesson. And the measure word for that 课 is 节. So instead of saying one lesson, instead of saying 一课, which is directly translated from English to Chinese, you have to say 一节课. So number, measure word, and noun. We have learned this before in our pet section, which is one dog is 一只狗, one snake 一条蛇. Pay attention to this measure word, it's very important. And of course, if you say 2 lessons, you must use this 两. So 两节课. Then we learned about the time. For the time, it sounds quite complicated, but as long as you know several keywords such as 点, 半, 分, and 刻. So 点 means o'clock, and also this single character, if it doesn't relate to time, it means a dot. So dot or o'clock. And 半 means half. So 半 equal to 30 minutes, and the minute is 分. So 点半分 and 课. If you say 一课, 一课, it means 15 minutes. 三课, it means 45 minutes. As you know, in the clock, we don't have 2 quarter or 4 quarter. So we only have 一课 and 三课. If you know about this, then talking about time is very... So if you want to say 12 o'clock is 12, 12, and o'clock, 点. Simple as that. If you want to say 35 minutes, 35 is 35 minute is 分. Simple as that. If you want to say a 1:15 is 1 o'clock first, so we have to say big time first and then small time. So big time is 1点, 1 o'clock. So 15 minutes. You can either say 15, 15分, 分 is minute, or you can say 一刻. So that is the basic way of saying it. Of course, if you want to say 3:30, so 3 o'clock first, 3点, 30 minutes. You can either say 30分 or 半. Simple as that. And then we have this character, which means 们. So that is changed from you to your, I to we, he or she to they. So that's 你们,我们,他们. Sorry, 你们 is changed from you to you as plural instead of your. If you want to say change to your possessive, that is this character, 的. And then we have characters such as 上学,放学,午饭,晚饭, etc. You need to be more familiar with this vocab. And then we have a sentence pattern called 你们班有多少学生? So your class have how many students? Is there any way you can think of how to answer this question? Yes, same rule. Change 你 to 我. 有多少, this is how many, you actually put the number, and then change this to a full stop.